some general transfer news coming our ways, and we are going to make it as juicy as possible for our viewers this morning. Before we move, let us talk about the UEFA Champions League matches that took place yesterday. In the UEFA Champions League, like you always predict very well. In the matches that was played yesterday, I think you actually predicted about four from
four, yes.
And I should give you that. I give it to you. In the Champions League yesterday, Dynamo Zagreb played against Celtic, and it ended in a 0-0 draw against for both of them. They had to share the spoil. That was a prediction yesterday.
My prediction was a draw. I predicted a draw. Yes. I expect Dynamo Zagreb to play well, most especially they are playing at home.
Yes.
And I expect Celtic, to play well, despite the fact that they are playing away from home. Yeah. But Dynamo Zagreb actually played well, and they go away with all the 3 points.
A single point, yeah?
Yeah, a single. Was it a draw?
Yes, it was a draw. No draw. It was a nil draw.
Yes. Again. And right now, they have 9 points, and Celtic have 8 points in the Champions League table.
Okay, Girona versus Liverpool. Liverpool ran away with that victory thanks to a 1-goal lead, and that goal was scored by one and only Mohamed Salah, which takes his tally this season to 16 goals and 12 assists in just 22 matches for Liverpool this season. This man is just a fine.
He's a legend.
The way he grows, the more he grows, the more he doesn't want to grow old. No, he has been firing on all cylinders this season, and he has been spectacular, to be frank. What do you think?
Salah has just been like a fine wine, as you said, better with age.
Yes.
So the goals, he reached actually 50 goals in Champions League.
Yes.
So passing Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and behind Thierry Henry 51 and Kylian Mbappe 54. It is a milestone of an achievement for him in the Champions League. Yes. Not just that, Liverpool, the win means the second time in their history for them to win their opening 6th game in the Champions League. It is indeed a great milestone for Liverpool on the other hand, and they solidify their position, they cement their position at the top of the table, the league phase of the Champions League. They have currently 18 points, and
they have been perfect in
just perfect.
6 points, these matches. 18 points, 6 wins, no draw, no lose.
Yeah, the club behind them is Bayer Leverkusen, and they have 13 points, 5 points behind Liverpool, and with 2 games to go. Liverpool have been perfect in the Champions League.
They are runaway leaders so far in the Champions League, and it was a win away from home for Real Madrid yesterday against almighty Atalanta, as Real Madrid ran away with a 3-2 win over Atalanta. Goals from Kylian Mbappe, who later left the match 26 minutes after scoring that first goal. And that goal took Mbappe, became the second youngest player to score 50 UCL goals behind one and only Lionel Messi. You are smiling when you hear Messi. One and only Lionel Messi, who scored the same number of goals at 24 years old and 284 days in 2012. What do you think? Mbappe has been, he's getting his Cojon back and Real Madrid shirt. We hope that this injury doesn't just stop him from,
Yeah, his injury is a great blow for Real Madrid. And you watched the match yesterday.
Yeah.
The bravery and the fights that Atalanta brought.
No.
Because actually they dominated the game with 55% possession and having 20 shots. And out of these 20, 9 are on target. They dominated every facet of the game, only for Real Madrid to
that is what we call a big team. When no matter what, you have to just scramble that win in all ways. Other goals came from Charles De Ketelaere, who scored a penalty goal for Atalanta before Vinicius and Jude Bellingham does their own way to make it 3-1. Ademola Lookman scored, but it was not enough to actually bring Atlanta into the game. Ademola Lookman doesn't want to take his foot off this team this season. He has been performing week in, week out, no matter what, no matter who. He doesn't want to know the
I predicted Real Madrid to win yesterday because I know it's a must win for them.
Yeah.
They need that win more than Atalanta. Atalanta before the game were in the top 8 of the league phase of the Champions League, while Real Madrid were around 20 something. Right, and now Atalanta have dropped to 11th. Arsenal and Atalanta dropped, with Arsenal having a game to play today. And Real Madrid are 16th now in the table, so it's a must win for Real Madrid. While Atalanta, they still have hope that with 2 games to go and the fixtures are not as tough as playing against Real Madrid. Real Madrid, regardless of their form in the Champions League, Real Madrid is a force to reckon with, because Champions League belongs to them. They have 15 Champions League titles. So once they hear this Champions League anthem, like the beasts in Real Madrid, give them new energy. So you just can't overlook Real Madrid, regardless of their form in league and in the Champions League.
In all the matches, Bayer Leverkusen play against Inter Milan in Germany, and Bayer Leverkusen, being Bayer Leverkusen, they actually scored that lone goal coming at the 90th minute. They are used to this thing.
Yes, but they deserve.
They are used to. No, they are kind of used to scoring 10-minute goals. Even throughout last season, they had this kind of. If you don't rely on your laurels when playing against Bayer Leverkusen. Any moment they are ready to fire. By 89, 88, you know how many goals they scored last season at between 85th minute to 90 or 96 minutes. You know, they have just been there. You cannot just say no. They are nowhere to be found anymore. Before you know, they are in. That goal actually came from one and only Mukiele. He actually scored that one goal for Bayer Leverkusen. You actually predicted.
Yeah, I predicted a draw yesterday. I got it wrong. And they actually deserve the win. It's the best team win. They dominated Inter Milan. Unfortunate for Inter Milan, that's the first loss. That's their first lose in Champions League this season, and the first goal they conceded throughout the game so far.
Yeah.
So, as you know, Bayer Leverkusen, Xavi Alonso side, top side, very, very top side. They defeated Inter Milan. They defeated a lot of clubs. I think this season they defeated one big club before Inter Milan. Was it Real Madrid?
Yeah. I think it drew against Real Madrid. Was it
okay?
The win? Yeah.
So they are playing actually.
They are playing well. They have been playing well. Really,
they are fantastic in the Champions League,
yeah.
And they are second behind Liverpool with 13 points.
Yeah. And in other matches, Brest versus PSV Eindhoven. Cardinal was the difference in that match, who scored in the 43 minutes to give Brest that win over PSV Eindhoven. You actually predicted what in this match? You predicted a draw.
I predicted a draw. I'm a Brest at the surprise package.
I told you. I said do not rest on Brest.
Yes, they are the surprise package.
They are kind of very, very good.
They are
fifth, performing well. Yes,
in the Champions League currently.
They have been performing quite well.
Which I think with their points, 13 points. It guarantees them qualification.
Yes.
Maybe even if they are going to lose their remaining games, they will definitely qualify for at least a knockout
stage.
It's a great performance from them, and they deserve the win.
Now, Sporting CP are now feeling the heat from the departure of Amorim. It has not been the same for them. They actually lost the match against Club Brugge by 2-1. Goals from Quaresma, an own goal from Quaresma, and Nielsen gave Club Brugge that 2 goals, while Katamo scored. Actually, Sporting CP scored first in the 3rd minute, and Club Brugge came back from behind, and he actually won the match 3-2. You know, what is happening? Does it mean Amorim was the wheel, that was the driver of that wheel for Sporting CP? They have not been themselves, you know.
It is clear that Amorim is a great manager. But apart from that, for a manager to leave the middle of the season,
it affects
teams because the courage, all of that is there. And for any manager to come and just take from where he left is very hard. So I'm not surprised to see them drop. And in the Champions League, they conceded goals even against Arsenal. They lost
5-1.
5-1
Yeah.
to Arsenal.
Despite defeating Manchester City a week prior or 2 weeks prior. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's
That Arsenal loss in the Champions League marks their downfall.
Yeah. So Red Bull Leipzig versus Aston Villa ended in a 5-goal thriller, and it was Aston Villa that ran away with that win. They won 3-2 in that match. Goals from McGinn, Duran, and Beckley actually gave Aston Villa the edge, despite Openda and Bogozna scoring in the 27th and in the 62nd minute. You predicted Aston Villa to actually win this match.
Yeah.
But a tough game for Aston Villa, because thank God for that miracle goal from Ross Beckley in the 85th minute. He actually came in as a sub. Even so was Duran. Duran came in as a sub, and Beckley came in as a sub, and both actually did the game for.
They contributed for the.
It was a big win for Aston Villa, because this win they actually need it more than anybody, lest they drop off the down the table again. What do you think?
Yes, they need the win. They need the win, and they have it. And I think it's fair for us to say, Newcastle is a sleeping giant that has just awoken. Aston Villa have been doing fantastically well, considering the fact that they had been out of the Champions League for a long period of time. They won Champions League once in their history. So they are thoughts now. They are thoughts behind only Liverpool and Bayern Leverkusen. So it guarantees that they are going to qualify to the next to the knockout stage of the Champions League. It is a great win, and they deserve it.
PSG actually came up victorious against Red Bull Salzburg by scoring 3 goals, and RB Salzburg were unable to actually respond with one. It ended 3-0 in favor of PSG away from home. Goals from Doué, Ramos, and Mendes actually gave them that win.
That's a correct. Yes, just correct score. I predicted 3-0.
Yeah,
because I know they need the win. They need the win, and at least now it gives them a glimmer of hope that they are going to do something in the Champions League. They were actually out of the knockouts phase. They are actually out of the from that number.
They're out of
before the game. But now they bounce back. They bounce back. Shout out to them. And I predicted it. I saw it coming.
We hope they can actually keep this form.
I am hoping that they will keep the momentum going. They deserve to be at least even in the knockouts.
Okay, let's hope so. Bayern Munich ran riot against Shakhtar Donetsk in an emphatic 5-1 victory away from home.
I predicted that it to win for them. I knew Bayern Munich would be Shakhtar Donetsk, but I never expected it to be that.
It was large.
The number 5.
It was away from home. Lima scored. It was actually Shakhtar Donetsk has scored first through Kelvin in the 5th minute. Then 6 minutes later, Lema scored in the 11th minute. Muller scored in the 45th minute. Olise scored twice in the 70th and in the 93rd minute, while Musiala scored also in the 87th minute.
Yeah, the goal.
Yeah, they are not joking. Vincent Kompany is actually vexing this season,
and they are back to the top 8.
Yeah, you're actually back to the top 8.
With Arsenal having a game to play, and they are 7th, I think, behind FC Barcelona.
Yeah.
Now in the league phase.
Okay, in the fixtures that was left in the Champions League for today, Atletico Madrid will play against Slovan Bratislava, while Lille will welcome Sturm Graz to France. AC Milan will welcome Zvezda to the San Siro, while Arsenal under the lights at the Emirates Stadium will welcome AS Monaco. Benfica will play against Bologna, while Borussia Dortmund will play against FC Barcelona. Feyenoord will welcome Sparta Prague, while Juventus versus Manchester City later tonight, and while VSB Stuttgart will play against Young Boys. Omo, Juventus, Manchester City. Manchester City has not been themselves. Neither have been Juventus.
Yes.
So what do you reckon in this
match? Despite the poor performance of Man City in recent games, I still think they are going to pull something from this game.
So 3 points for Manchester City?
Yes, I believe 3 points for Man City.
Okay, Borussia Dortmund versus Barcelona. It was a good news yesterday for Barcelona fans as they welcome back to training Araujo to the team that will play against Borussia Dortmund today. There has been a big loss since July. He sustained that injury in July. That was at the beginning of the season, and he has been back to training, and he has been considered fit and ready to actually feature in this match versus Borussia Dortmund. What is your prediction for
the position the bots have in their current position signifies their strengths. I think both of the two teams are in the top 8. Or one is slightly below. It's a clash of the titles.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it will be tough for both sides, but I still believe that Barcelona are going to win.
Barcelona have been on a very poor run of form this in the last weeks. They've drew in the last, I think, 2 of their last 3 La Liga matches and won just 1. So I think even in this match, Borussia Dortmund are better equipped for this match, but you can never say no to FC Barcelona because they can come up with a surprise. They're always firing. They're always there.
I actually think their run of form is actually the
workload.
Not just the workload. I mean, their current form will even be the motivation. Yes, it will be the motivation for Barcelona to actually win today's game, because Barcelona will just keep on drawing games and keep on losing games. They haven't lost in the last 3 games. Actually, they drew 2 and won 1. So I believe they are going to come back to winning ways today.
Okay, hopefully so for FC Barcelona. Benfica will welcome Bologna, while Arsenal, under the lights at the Emirates Stadium, will welcome AS Monaco. Monaco has been a thorn under the skin of Arsenal in recent years.
Yes.
They have not been joking with Arsenal.
And they have been perfectly good this season.
So what do you think? What's your prediction?
Still, Arsenal are not have not been playing that fantastically well at the Emirates, most especially in the Champions.
They've not lost at the Emirates.
They are not losing, but they are not the wins. When you look at the margins away from home from last season to this season, they are too emotional in Emirates in front of their fans. But still, Arsenal will not lose in front of their home base. It's just that I'm not predicting them to have a lot of goals, but they will win. I'm going by 2-0 win to Arsenal. A clean sheet. And
Arsenal to keep a clean sheet against AS Monaco, Mr. Ibrahim.
Yes.
Oh, I hope so. So at the conclusion of yesterday matches, Liverpool still remain top of that league with 18 points. Leverkusen are in the second position with 13 points. Aston Villa third with 13 points. Inter Milan fourth with 13 points. Brest are fifth with 13 points. Barcelona sixth on 12 points. Borussia Dortmund seventh on 12 points. Yes. So they're actually just
that's why I call it the clash of the Titans. Everyone is going to give his all.
FC Bayern Munich are back in the top 8, dropping Atalanta, Arsenal, and AS Monaco down the drain with 12 points as well. So Atalanta 9th, Arsenal 8th, 10th, AS Monaco 11th, Sporting CP on 12th position, and Lille in the 13th position. Club Brugge are occupying the 14th position, while Benfica occupies the 15th position. Atletico Madrid, AC Milan, and Real Madrid occupy the 16th, 17th, and 18th position respectively, while Celtic are on the 19th position. Manchester City, the big giants, are in the 20th position.
And even Real Madrid. We're talking about giant in Champions League. Real Madrid are 16. So I think this season
If anything, if everything goes quite well today, there's every possibility Real Madrid are still going to drop down more. Because if Manchester City wins their match, that means Manchester City will be on 11 points. They will move to something around the 9th or 10th position. So a win for the likes of Arsenal, for the likes of Lille, for the likes of Benfica, for Atletico Madrid and AC Milan will drop Real Madrid further down the drain, and even Manchester City will not be able to actually retain that position. But I believe Real Madrid are better now, more.
Yeah,
they are
the
more
way.
ladder away from the drop now.
Yes,
What do
yes.
you think?
Yes. Now they are 16th, and they have the hope, the glimmer of hope that we are going to at least qualify for the playoff phase.
Yeah, so many people have suggested Liverpool are well equipped to actually win this Champions League match. What do you think? Champions League this season?
No, I don't believe. I don't go. I predicted yesterday that Arsenal are going to win the Champions League. Yes, actually, I still stand on my ground.
You still open. You believe in.
It is not a hope, but going by experience. I've been watching football for over 20 years.
Yes,
it is not just an illusion or a dream.
Arsenal were in the Champions League for over 22 years. Most of
the clubs that are winning Champions League are the clubs that have the best defense. Defense help in winning cup trophies.
Yes.
While league trophies, it is both the defense and the attack. So Arsenal have a formidable defense, the best in Europe currently. And you watch their game against Liverpool in the Premier League. It was shared luck that even Liverpool got to equalize that game against
Arsenal. Has actually had a lot of injury in that match too.
A lot of suspension, injury, and all of that. Yeah. So Arsenal, with everyone available, I don't think Liverpool would even come close to them. So I'm not undermining Liverpool's potentials, but the fact is, if Arsenal are going to play against Liverpool, the odds is very high that Arsenal are going to win than Liverpool. So I still stand my ground. Arsenal are going to win the Champions League.
Hopefully, come May, you'll be able to stand and say this again, Mr. Ibrahim. In other news, a very big and huge news came out yesterday when Pep Guardiola was asked which team is going to actually coach after leaving Manchester City. He has actually refused to tell us when he is going to leave Manchester City, but he has come out to disclose that he is not ready to actually coach anymore any team in Europe. He just wants to, if he's going into coaching anymore, he's going to be to the national side. He's going to a national side to actually be a coach there. What do you think? Pep Guardiola leaving Europe is not going to be the same. It's not going.
Sure.
We are not going.
Like it's a kind of sad story for football enthusiasts like us. Pep Guardiola bring a new dynamics to European football.
Yeah.
And the competition has actually skyrocketed. Going by him having more than 10 league titles, I think he has 10 league titles.
He has won 15 trophies for Man City in the last 8-10 years.
Yes, I mean league titles. He won 10 league titles from Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Man City.
He has
been phenomenal for this. He has been a special person. And he did everything actually. Won 3 La Ligas, won 2 Bundesligas, won 6 Premier League titles. It's him actually. Yeah. Guardiola is just the goods of a manager. When we were discussing about managers, I see Guardiola as the Messi of managers, and nobody is even going to come close to him. You call Sir Alex Ferguson, the likes of Sir Alex Ferguson and Carlos Ancelotti. They did well actually, but considering the time frame that they had, you can't compare them with Guardiola.
Okay, in all the news, Manchester United are ready to offload Marcus Rashford in January if the right offer comes in for him. Marcus Rashford, doctor.
I still believe Marcus Rashford is a great player. And I'll be happy if Arsenal will send Marcus Rashford. Honestly, I like him.
To play from where?
And I believe he's going to make our attack.
He's not better than Trossard.
It's not about that. You just need to look at his qualities. When Rashford was Rashford, The only problem with Rashford is his consistency. He's not consistent.
Then Arsenal need consistent players.
What I believe with managers like Arteta that make players better. Nobody expects Trossard to come and do what he's doing now in Arsenal. Nobody expected him to do that. Players like Benjamin White, players like Kai Havertz, they were faced with a lot of criticism from Arsenal fans that nobody believed that they are going to hit the ground running. They are doing well consistently under Arteta. So I believe if Marcus Rashford comes to Arsenal, he's going to do better than Trump.
Let's hope it's not to Arsenal, but they are hoping that a better offer will come out for him.
So you don't want him to come to Arsenal?
It's been a tug of war between Liverpool and Trent Alexander-Arnold he has rejected. He has not said anything about Liverpool's new contract offer, and he has told them several times that he wishes to actually leave the Premier League, and Real Madrid are actually tipping up to actually scoop him away from Liverpool. So people are now tipping Alexander-Arnold to stay if at the end of the season Liverpool are able to actually win a title. What do you think?
He wants to leave.
Yeah,
and I believe he did everything to Liverpool, and they should just let him go. Some speculation, allegedly, some people are saying he's going to Real Madrid and all of that, and he deserves it. Real Madrid
doesn't have a right back currently. They've actually had Cavalla, who is on injury. Lucas deputized for him, and now
yes,
sustained another an injury.
So it'd be a fantastic signing for Real Madrid.
But yeah, people have said it's been a myth for people who actually they meant Trent Alexander-Arnold has not been very good when it comes to defensive duties. When you compare his numbers, but this season he came up with another strong defensive energy. He has been spectacular when it comes to defending, except if it's Martinelli. He's always scared. I don't want to say that.
Trent Alexander-Arnold is a fantastic player, both offensively and defensively. The only criticism is when you compare him with natural right back, like players like Reece James, players like all these players, Benjamin White.
He was never a natural right back. He was a centre back.
But now he adopted to the position.
In fact, he has played in the central attack, in central midfield, than the right back position.
But in Arsenal, he played mostly as a right back.
Because
he has adopted perfectly well. Last season, he's part of the Premier League best team, and he did actually well. So if you're going to compare him with these right backs, then you see that maybe he has some one or two things that they are better than him. But offensive wise, I don't think there's any right back in the world that will be compared with Trent.
Yeah, he had that pass. He has that pass, and he has given more assists than any other right backs in the Premier League. And in other news, Arsenal, Arteta have rubbished the news that Arsenal are open to selling Gabriel Jesus in the January transfer window. You still want Jesus to leave, no matter what. You just
seriously. Gabriel Jesus has not been himself since that injury that is during the World Cup. I actually want him to go, maybe to find a club that he'll be playing consistently to bounce back. I don't want a player of his profile to be on the bench, and he adds no value to the current Arsenal team. When they put Gabriel Jesus in, he's not actually adding any value to the team. So I want him to go.
It's just the energy. It's just there, not doing nothing. As a striker, he has a particular goal he was supposed to score over the weekend. He had to withdraw his leg. I was scared. I was like, what?
I wish him well. I want him to go and play in other clubs. Let him have.
He should enjoy his time in Saudi League. Yeah, it will suit him quite well.
In Premier League, we may find clubs.
Clubs in Premier League. United, where
that you'll be playing and the pressure will be less on him.
Maybe. Let's hope.
It is a blow when I see the statistics that he have 20 goals and Gabriel Magalhaes is having 18 goals. A defender, and you are a number 9.
Yeah,
it's quite shameful.
Yeah, Pogba is actually cutting Marcel. He wants to come back to football after his ban and Juventus exit. He wants to, but Marcel are actually in talks with Paul Pogba to come to football. People have been shouting. Manchester United player fans have been raving. We want him back. Maybe let him come back for his third stint at Manchester United. Do you think Paul Pogba has any shirt in at Manchester United currently?
100%. If it is in Manchester United, you have that shirt. Tell me, is there any midfielder currently in this Manchester United midfield, like a central midfielder or defensive midfielder that will bench him?
On X day before, that was 2 days ago, I saw an Arsenal fan actually rooting for Paul Pogba to come to Arsenal. Do you see him at Arsenal?
No, I don't want Paul Pogba. Considering his age, I don't want him at Arsenal.
No, Paul Pogba is not as old as Thomas Partey and Jorginho.
But Thomas Partey, not as old as Thomas Partey and Jorginho. You want us to add yet another old player?
No, Jorginho is leaving at the end of the season.
I would like to see Arsenal sign a young talent that will learn from Jorginho and Thomas Partey. Not an old player. Again.
Okay. AC Milan have slapped 50 million euros on Real Madrid and Manchester United target Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez is actually AC Milan's captain, and now they are ready to sell him, but only if you are ready to bring in the quid. That's 50 million quid or nothing, or no negotiation at all. What do you think?
Real Madrid are going for him, right?
Yeah, Real Madrid are actually considering him, and now Alexander Arnold. Yes. So they're thinking, okay, if Arnold is there, now he has not signed his contract. I think his contract runs out at the end of the season.
Yes.
So, and Real Madrid loves to script player from on free transfers.
Yes.
They are.
It'd be a good business for Real Madrid, for example, if they sign Trent Alexander-Arnold or either of the two.
Theo Hernandez has been very, very good. He has been very,
fantastic
very good
player, and he also have that leadership prowess, being AC Milan captain and all of that. So I think it's a very good business and a very good move for Real Madrid. They have the options. No player would think, and the only one, the competition is there. That's Theo Hernandez or Trent Alexander-Arnold, but two good players.
Okay, now talking about your club now, we have a transfer news, being reported today. Arsenal reportedly considering to sign Juventus striker Dusan Vlahovic in January as Arsenal opened door for a new firepower in attack. Vlahovic has scored 9 goals in 17 appearances in all competition this season for Juventus and is currently stalling on signing a new contract with the Turin club due to high wage demand. This could open doors for a richer EPL team to call for him. What do you think?
I don't think I told you the other day that I have an unpopular opinion that Arsenal doesn't need a center forward as far as this season is concerned. Maybe next season, because Harvard has been doing a fantastic job.
He has not been doing that striker job. He has been doing a more of a supporting striker job than being a striker. He's not a goal poacher. Arsenal, if you want to win a trophy, you cannot just depend on your defenders to score. In the last 2 matches, Arsenal's defenders has been their goal scorers. Do you remember?
I know that. But looking at last season, Arsenal scored 92 goals.
Yes.
They are joint highest in Premier League. They are Man City without the striker, right? Everyone in Arsenal can score goal at any time.
They have not been scoring that goal now, and they have been creating chances over chances for the past since. Now they have not been scoring the goals. Why?
The goals are going to come.
They are going to come. You're hoping.
Even last season, Arsenal, first half of the season, they were not scoring. They were not getting that goals. But after January,
you cannot actually say, my brother. You cannot say, because Arsenal needs goals if you want to compete with the likes of.
But I still believe number 9. I still believe Kai Havertz is better than Dusan Vlahovic. I still believe.
Have you watched Vlahovic?
I watched him from Fiorentina to Juventus, and I still believe Kai Havertz is better than him.
He's a colossal player, as in he's just that very good. to be realistic.
He's good.
He's a very big,
But I
huge
still
player.
believe-
He's even got the height. He's got the feet. He can score from free kicks. You don't know this guy. That immaculate left foot.
But I still believe Kai Havertz is better than him.
Okay, what about Gyökeres?
Gyökeres. I would like Gyökeres too.
Oh, you don't want Vlahovic?
Yes, but I don't like.
Actually, Vlahovic, the reason why Arsenal fans have not doesn't want Vlahovic is because he has once rejected Arsenal to go to Juventus, and he actually said in that then that he wanted to play for Juventus ahead of Arsenal, which has caused them the Arsenal fans to actually say no, we don't want this guy anymore. So I think Arsenal should go for either of the two. Or
like my decision, my decision personally is not rooted in any emotion. I honestly believe that Kai Havertz is better than him, considering the defensive work that Kai Havertz is putting. Adding that defense, making that defense to be more stronger. Kai Havertz is the only number 9 that will see him in the midfield, see him in the defense, defending with the players, winning aerial duels, making the Arsenal team to be more compact. It's not only about scoring goals. Sometimes it's about making the team to be better. And if you remember, Apostle Koglu said Arsenal, the thing that made Arsenal to be very, very hard to defend against is that you can't predict their move.
Yes.
And Kai Havertz is the integral reason why Arsenal are hard to predict.
Okay, let's hope that. And on a closing note, Diaspora Digital Media would love to congratulate Mbappe on his 50th Champions League goal, being the second youngest player to score that goal behind the king himself, Lionel Messi. And that brings us to the end of the program this morning and this afternoon and this evening, wherever you're watching us from. And from me, I want to say, have a great day.
Thank you for having me once again.